Said SQL is dead, but I'm here to tell you why it's more in demand than ever. Hi everyone, my name is Megha and I'm a strategic cloud engineer in data at Google. Over the past few years, I have had the privilege of interviewing candidates and working in data roles across the industry, from FANG companies to GCC giants. My job today is to tell you that the narrative of SQL is dead is not just wrong, it's a danger to your career growth. In this era of unprecedented AI transformation, data is the new oil and SQL is the pipeline. I'm here to tell you why, more than ever, every major company, may it be FANG, GCC, or even a startup, is making SQL and Python a non negotiable duo for every technical role. This is your competitive edge, and now is the time to seize it. The common misconception I hear, especially from new graduates and the career pivots, is that SQL is old. It's all about NoSQL, new databases, and Python scripting now. I can skip it. This is tempting, I understand, but let me give you the hard truth I learned from being on the interview panel. The reality is that SQL is actually the engine, Python is the car, and AI is the driver. Python is fantastic for what you do with the data, may it be cleaning, modeling, running the machine learning algorithms. But SQL is the standard optimized language for getting the data out of the massive databases where it lives. So in interviews, we don't care if you know the newest NoSQL library. What we care is if you can structure a clear, efficient query to retrieve the exact metrics the business needs. If you can't run the engine, the car, your Python code isn't going anywhere. The numbers don't lie. Look at the latest Stack Overflow data. 72% of all professional developers, not just data scientists, but front end, back end, and even cloud engineers use SQL regularly. It is the most common data language in the world. Think about the biggest companies you use every day. Their operations run on relational data, and every transaction, every user profile, every click is recorded in structured tables. So, the only reliable and efficient way to access that data is SQL. When I interview at Google, at Amazon, at any major tech company, if you don't list Python and SQL, your resume goes to the bottom. So if you list both, you have met the entry ticket for virtually every data centric role today. We are all talking about AI and machine learning. But what is AI? It's a hungry machine that feeds on vast quantities of high quality data. If the data is bad, the AI is useless. A recent Forrester report confirmed it. SQL is the number one language used to connect machine learning models and data pipelines to massive data warehouses like Google's BigQuery, Snowflake, or AWS Redshift that feed them. Your future AI role, whether as a data scientist or an ML engineer, they will be spending more time in data preparation and feature engineering than modeling. You need to pull complex features, manage time series data, and ensure the data integrity, all tasks perfectly suited for advanced SQL. So, if you want to be part of AI revolution, you must be fluent in the language of the data that fuels it, and that language itself is SQL. For those of you still in college or looking for your first role, SQL is your fast track. It is a non negotiable for any data analyst, BI analyst, or even some core software engineering roles. It instantly makes you a more capable candidate because you can work across the full stack. Learning SQL teaches you how data should be structured, normalized, along with the primary keys, the relationships, etc. This isn't just coding, it's learning the fundamental architecture of the modern applications. This understanding makes your Python code even better, your system design even more stronger, and your interview responses even better. You will work with data, no matter what your job title is in 5 years. You may be a manager or a developer or even a founder. Data access will be your key skill, and SQL guarantees that particular access. If you are pivoting from finance, marketing, operations, or any other domain, your domain knowledge is gold. But that gold is trapped in the company's database. So, SQL is the key that can unlock it. It makes you instantly more valuable because you bridge that gap between business need and the technical data. It is most common and direct path to pivot into data analysis, business intelligence, or entry level data engineering. It's easier to master the basics of SQL than to become a full stack Python or a Java developer. And finally, let's talk about compensation. Professionals with advanced SQL skills, especially combined with the cloud databases like BigQuery, command median salaries make over like 40 lakhs per annum, and it's a direct and quantifiable path to a significant pay bump. Hopefully, I have convinced you that SQL is vital. But learn SQL is vague. What exactly do interviewers at FANG or GCC look for? So let's break down the skills that matter the most, separating the basics from the advanced techniques. You must master the Holy Trinity, which is select, from, where. This is simply asking a question. What columns do you need is what the select is going to give you. What tables are they in is what the from is going to give you. What filter do you need is what where is going to give you, and this itself will become the foundation. The 90% skill in any SQL interview is done using the joins. Data never lives in one place. So you must be able to combine data from different tables. Inner and left joins are non-negotiables. Self joins as well. So if you can't do this, you can't get a full picture. Then comes the count, sum, average kind of aggregate functions. That is how you can summarize massive amounts of data into actionable metrics. This is what the business also need to make the decisions. Then comes the subqueries and CTEs. CTEs allow you to break down a 100-line monster query into clean, readable, logical steps. Every senior interviewer expects you to use CTEs for complex problems. Then comes the secret weapon for complex analysis, the window functions. They let you calculate running totals, moving averages, and ranks, like finding the top 10 customers without using a group by. So, if you can confidently use row number, dense rank, or lag functions, you are instantly ahead of 80% of applicants. I started saying stop thinking SQL or Python. The professional workflow right now is SQL and Python. SQL is your tool for high volume initial processing. You use it efficiently to query, filter, aggregate billions of rows inside the database where the data engine is powerful. This minimizes the latency and cost. Whereas once SQL has done the heavy lifting, you pass the smaller prepped dataset into Python. This is where you use pandas for complex manipulation, scikit-learn for modeling, and matplotlib for visualization. Python is analysis, whereas SQL is preparation for it. So together, they are the complete workflow. This is what we build every day at Google. This is what FANG and GCC companies demand. So you need both to be effective to become a data professional. My point is SQL and Python are not optional skills. They are the twin pillars of a successful modern tech career. Every major company is asking for this combo. So don't let the noise about legacy systems fool you. Now is the time to invest in a skill that has been future proof for 40 years and is more essential than before. I am Megha, a strategic cloud engineer at Google. I have seen the job market evolve, and I'm telling you, Do learn SQL and Python. Thank you. Subscribe for more on my channel.